What's going on, everybody? This is ODC, that's me, and I'm back with another action figure review. This is my review of the Dark Knight Rises MAFEX Batman action figure. This was a figure that I really wanted. I was kind of on the fence about. I did really want it at first, and then I think I kind of changed my opinion, and I was like, how many versions of this Batman do I need, really, in my collection? I wasn't a huge fan of this suit, to be honest with you. I didn't mind it because now, we don't have to see this version of the suit anymore. But I think it kind of ran its course. I wasn't a big fan of it. I was more of a fan of the Batman Begins suit. I wish they would have kept that chest symbol instead of this. They changed symbol after the Dark Knight. But with that being said, I still really, really like this figure a lot. It is by far the best articulated Batman figure ever made. So, if you're looking for a very well articulated Batman, this is the way to go. If you were looking for just one Batman, one movie version Batman, or one just Batman with the best articulation, go no further. This is where you want to spend your money. Totally worth the $45, I believe he was, with shipping included. I believe he's on Big Bad Toy Store for around $40 or $39.99. So he still is available, so definitely go pick him up. I'm going to recommend him before I'm even done with the review because I really like this guy. But that's not to say that there aren't problems. So, with that being said, let's set him aside here real quick. And here is his packaging. Very nice window displayed packaging. Definitely 2 thumbs up with that. He does come with accessories, which I'll get to in a second. I've taken everything out of the box, so I'm talking too fast. But very nice. I like it when you can repackage your action figure to make it look like he was new again. I always appreciate that style packaging. Although carded packages like this do look nice. If I could put him back in the box, that makes it more important to me. So with that being said, here is some side artwork. Just says The Dark Knight Rises with a picture of the figure. Here's the side with the figure again. And that is the figure, not a picture of Christian Bale. And more pictures of the figure in various poses. And it also shows you the accessories he comes with. So let's get that out of the way. Let's bring Batman back in here. And yeah, definitely Marvel Legends style articulation here. But like I said, that's not to say that there aren't problems, but let me get to his accessories first, and then I'll get to the little quirks I have about this figure. He does come with 5 hands total. 2 are on his body already, which are the 2 closed fist hands. I don't mind interchangeable hands, but I do mind that the peg breaks on them, so I'm not a big fan of the peg breaking. Not to say that this peg has broken or anything like that. I have changed the hands a couple times here and there, but I'm always very careful about it, so be very careful yourselves. There is a gripping hand right here, as you can see. An open hand, as you can see there. Sorry, I'm not. There you go. There's an open hand with nice sculpting. And a third hand, which is another open hand, kind of like the right hand or left hand I just showed you. This is the right hand. So you have your gripping hand, your 2 fists. Sorry, I'm like wiping my face. And then you have your EMP gun or cannon or whatever you'd like to. The official term is, I believe it's EMP gun. And it does have the nice little LED lights. And finally, his grappling gun, which looks pretty cool. So, very nice. Very, very nice. Dig the accessories. I would have preferred maybe if he just came with one Batarang, even though he didn't really use Batarang except for in the first movie. I don't really remember him using that many Batarangs in the other 2 movies, but I might be mistaken. I wasn't really counting the Batarang usage. But I don't really remember him using the Batarangs a lot, which is kind of odd to me. Or the grappling gun, for that matter. But anyways, excuse me. He still is very nice. Now let me get to the problems I have with this figure. This is going to be an extended review, so if you're not a fan of long reviews, then by all means click the back button and choose a different video. But there's a lot to say about this figure. And for me to rush through it and do a 4-minute review or 5-6 minute review doesn't really do it justice, in my opinion. So, with that being said, he does come with this nice cloth cape, and it's not like the cloth cape that you have with the Batman 66. It's not that cheap cloth. It's kind of a more durable cloth, I would say, and it just feels a little bit more structurally sound. It is a little bit see-through, but nothing too bad. I don't mind it. Now, the problems I have with this figure are when I was moving, and there it goes, it just started already. If you don't own this figure, you've never seen a review on this figure, and you're wondering, oh man, this, you know, I can't wait. I bet you this figure's really awesome. It is really awesome, but I was moving the arms around, and I'm like moving around, just getting it adjusted and trying to see what he can do, and you know, his limits or whatever, and I'm just moving around and moving around and go, no! It's okay, it pops right back in. And then I was moving the other one around and moving the other one around, and no! Okay, it's okay, it pops right back in. And then I'm moving the torso around, I'm moving the torso, I'm like, no! Darth Maul, no! It's okay, it pops right back in. But, now, the problem with that is that it's not the fact that it pops, it's okay, it pops right back in. It's the fact that they keep popping off very easily, and it's kind of a pain in the ass when you're trying to get this guy into a pose and then his arm keeps popping off, or if you try to put his EMP gun in his hand and you're trying to get him to hold it with 2 hands, which they have him holding it in this picture right here. I don't know how the hell they got him to do that, because for me it was damn near impossible without popping the arm out of the socket. So if any of you know the trick to do that, I would like to know. But he does hold the gun fine in his gripping hand. So I will show you really quick. Try to be as careful as possible, because they don't give you extra pegs here. So just be very careful with changing these hands. The peg does seem quite delicate. So I always like to twist them into the peg, just so you're not jamming it in. But he does hold the EMP cannon or gun, or whatever it's called, in his hand very nicely. So he does hold it nice, but you can't get the other hand. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, as soon as I try to extend this, or you know, at least move it a little bit, it pops right off. So just be forewarned with that. That his hand does pop off, can get a little annoying. Still, he does hold his grapple gun in his hand very nicely. So there you go. You have that as well. And let me get to his articulation, because he does have a lot of it. I'll try to be as delicate as I can with so his arms don't fall off again. His head is on a ball peg by itself, and it does have a really good range of motion. I'm just moving the head. It does have a neck joint as well, but just moving the head, it does move nicely. So there you go, and it can do a full 360. The neck hinge gives him better accessibility for looking up and down, kind of like the Play Arts Kai figures. And his arms do go up about that far. They go down. I'm trying to be delicate here so his arms don't fall off. His arms are on a hinge, but you really kind of have to hold the shoulder in like this, and then move it like that, like so. See? Because the peg keeps popping out or something. He does have a bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow, which is nice. He does have a hinge that goes up and down and in and out, and he has a wrist swivel. He does have this nice diaphragm joint, which gives a really good range of motion. No ab crunch, but the diaphragm joint works its magic, yeah, I think. And there's also extra sculpting, even when you go all the way back with Batman. There's extra sculpting in there, so the sculpting does continue, it doesn't just end. He does have this nice waist swivel on a ball peg. His hip hinges are actually really cool because they dip down like this, kind of like they're dislocated, but it works. So if you want to like get him into like a crazy kicking pose, you can pop the hinge down and then put the leg up, or you can leave the leg up and still do a front kicking motion. So it does give it a really good range of motion. He does have an upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and an ankle hinge going up and back, kind of like DC-UC's, and he also does have an ankle pivot. So very nice ankle pivot and a toe hinge, which is kind of, I don't really use toe hinges that much, and they kind of look funky to me because they're always pointing up. The toes are always pointing up, so I'm not a big fan of toe hinges unless like it's like a play arts figure or a figure that is a bigger statuesque figure, so you can really get him into maybe just a little bit of a heavier figure. It makes more sense, but other than that, I mean, I think this guy is really great. I'm sorry for such a long review, but there's a lot to say about this figure, and I think that he's done very well. I think maybe the mouth sculpt could have been a little bit more to reminisce of Christian Bale's face. But other than that, I think it's really good. I still think it's a very good head sculpt nonetheless. Yeah. Definitely a lot of great sculpting going into this figure. He's definitely one of my favorite Batman figures now. I mean, even if you're just buying him for the articulation and you're into ACBA, this is the way to go, man. This is definitely the way to go, and I hope we get more of these guys. In a 6-inch form with this articulation for a DC figure, it's pretty rare, man, and I definitely suggest picking this up. If I had to rate this figure, I'd probably give him a 9. Actually, I'm going to give him a 9.5. I wanted to originally stick to 9 because of the hinges popping off. It's mostly just the arms. It's not really the torso. I mean, if you really push the torso, it'll pop off, but you can pop it back on, no big problem. But over the ravages of time, I could see these arms not wanting to stay in and being kind of a pain in the rear end. And because there's that extra little joint, kind of like the hips here, I think that's the reason why they're popping off. But still, not to take away from this figure, it's a really great figure. Great packaging. I think it's really good bang for your buck. You're really getting all your money's worth here. And I mean, he comes with great accessories like his EMP gun, his grapple gun, and extra hands, which is really nice. Like I said, it could have been a little nicer if they given us a Batarang also, but I'm not going to nitpick that much. I really like this figure a lot, and I definitely suggest you guys going out and spending your hard-earned money on this guy because he's just done very well. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up my review of the Dark Knight Rises MAFEX Batman figure from MAFEX? Yes. Medicom. Excuse me. Oh. Medicom MAFEX Batman. There we go. He's really great. Like I said, I hope we get more characters from the movies like this. And yeah. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you guys on the flip side. On the flip side.